Blah, blah. Hi!
Oh. Why am I doing jazz hands?
Welcome to episode 340 something. Hold on, I need to check.
44.
44, thank you. Welcome to episode, honest, I'm not drunk or anything, I'm just tired. 344 of the UK Vape
Don't
Show.
rub it in.
The UK's number one show to do, vaping broadcaster from the UK, of course. And as you'll see, there's an empty square right there. Adam is away to the land of poles for a stag do or something. He said, was it a stag do?
Yeah, it was a stag do. Yeah.
Stag do. So you've just got the three of us. Who we're going to pick on first? We'll pick on Grizz.
Oh yay! I am on the B100 as usual. I'm just on the same as last week. I don't have time to build anything. B100. In there, I have got some Shite Hot Paradox.
The award-winning Shite Hot.
Yep. I am also on the Purge Parabellum with some CC coils in there, banging stuff. And in there, I have got, where's it gone? Some Serendipity Sweet Nirvana. If you haven't tried that stuff, hit Serendipity up because that's beaut. That.
And what a lovely bloke he is as well.
He is. He's a really nice fella. I am also on the Lost Vape Centaurus. DNA 250C Stabwood edition with the Druga on top. Druga 2. Or is it the
Good
Druga
drip
3?
on that.
Yeah. And that's on top. And in there, I have got some of the King from the Regency line. If you like some of that, hit Vic up. He probably won't get you none.
No, you have to go and get Grizz to go and get it.
You have to go and get your fucking on.
I'm old. I forgot.
And that's me.
That was Grizz. On to Mr. Aiden.
Big love to Mick. I've just seen him there in chat. His daughter's had the operation today, and it's gone really well. Big love to you, mate. And like you said, fuck cancer.
Awesome stuff.
Always
mate.
here if you ever need a chat, buddy. Really happy. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that link up there for the Just Giving page for the 28 Day Sober for Children with Cancer UK. Even if you just spread that link, you know how it all goes if you've been watching the vlogs over on the Urban LBV channel. Just spread it out there or spread the vlogs out there. I've just been talking to Vic. By the looks of it, we're going to do an auction on the 29th, the last day of like maybe a couple of boxaways and some bits and bobs and some juice to raise some more funds. So yes, thank you very much everybody who supported me. Right, my little bit of a Buffy. We have got the 5R from Advocate. A review will be coming out next week at some time. My camera doesn't want to focus today.
I've just dropped you. I've just quickly dropped your link in for Urban LVB.
Thank you. Yeah. The 5R that'll be coming out next week in the reviews. Now, the King's Custard, ladies and gentlemen. They're releasing their Nick Salt range tomorrow. So get onto their website. I've got 3 reviews coming out, one tomorrow and all the way till Sunday. Now, the one that I've really, really enjoyed, I love the Shamrock. But this is...
Shamrock's my favourite.
This is the Tobacco OG. So it's a tobacco custard. And I really didn't think I'd like it, but that one's coming out on, I think it's Sunday that one's coming out. So check that review. But get over to their website. He's such a lovely bloke, James.
I tried that one at Expo. Is it Saram? Who works behind the
he does all the marketing.
Welsh lad. He turned around at me and said, "Do you like tobacco?" And I was like, "Nah, I can't stand tobacco juice. It's like not my thing at all." He was like, "Oh, honestly, try this." Like, give us some of that tobacco OG, and it's dead subtle, innit? Like, it's not that in your face tobacco shit.
Well, I'm not going to do the review. You'll have to go and check that out on Sunday. And also, brand new review out.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Ooh, that's nice.
Oh, it's Kenny who made this. He's asking if I've still got it. Yeah, I do, Kenny. It's on the shelf.
The Claymore. Review just gone out today for the Owl Pro tank from Advocate. This is a really good tank. The only thing I could find wrong with it was that the airflow's a little bit loud, but 70 watts, the coils are really, really good on it. They did the original Owl, that was sort of like in a pyramid, but this is the revised version. It's been out probably about a year.
The fucker sounds like a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
There's an odd noise that comes from it, and I've noticed it when I was testing the thing out. The flavour is
absolutely banging. And in there, this stuff is absolutely gorgeous. It's the Curious Kernel. It's a lemon curd from Rochford. Just a little bit of news as well from Rochford. I was talking to Jay yesterday. He is releasing a new flavour either the end of next month or the beginning of next month.
I have
Ooh,
it here.
Sample.
I have it here. It's
There
the
you
new
go.
flavour.
So it's the new flavour out, ladies and gentlemen. The bastard hasn't sent mine out yet. That's because I wanted a t-shirt in fat bastard size. I've got the K-Fun on the Nightmare U-Well. I love this little combo. Really good. I've got some shitty E-Lux e-liquid in there. I got it because I'm waiting for some of my stuff to come there. It's not the greatest of juice, if I'm totally honest with you. I've got the Hadron Light with the K-Fun Square. In there, again, I've got some shitty juice.
That's 2 K-Funs. You're a big K-Fun fan.
Decent amount to look.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I took them out because obviously I went on the Saturday show when they were all doing all this high-end stuff, and there's me sat there with a galactic pod. It didn't really work well. I've got a zillion salts, and this is Iron Brew, and it's absolutely shitting minging. And just to let everybody know, it is a bomb, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Eros, the Eros series mechanical mech mod, and in there I have got whoa, calm down, with some lemon lush, very well steeped lemon lush.
Fucking bargain that, like, wasn't it?
This was 99p.
99 pence.
Bought 2 of them.
On the site, you've got yours as well. I got that, and I got is it the Capone or Captone or something from Orgs Vape?
Capone.
And Vandy Vape. I got that and some juice, all for $5.98 delivered. And they didn't do beef.
They did lamb, chicken, and fish, though, didn't he?
So I
Well,
got
the capstone. That's the capstone,
that's
right?
the one, yeah.
Yep.
And I got that. There we go.
I'm on the usual setup. Dovpo Ethos. The revisited review for this should be coming up next week. Dovpo's not looking forward to that. I've got some problems with this thing. It's not a deal breaker, but there's still some problems with it. So yeah, it's the Ethos with the still got the Hazard again from Dovpo. Strangely enough, the Hazard RBA in here. I'm still enjoying it, but yeah, don't use this if you can't wick tanks and the thing leaks, because you'll be stripping the thing apart to clean the fucker. Good bit of kit though. I've got the Kings in here. Usual mouth to lung, the Albrecht 2 from the folks over at Vatefly. What?
Give us a little bit of a vape on that, Vic.
Fuck you, Hayden. Fine.
Sounds a bit gurgly.
It's not gurgling. You can't hear it. Can't hear it.
That tastes. I bet there's loads of flavour there. I bet there's loads of flavour.
The fucker flooded just after I hit broadcast. I was half asleep when I wicked it this afternoon. I was going for a nana nap, as Aidan says, and I was like, oh. So I probably need to re-wick this while we're actually broadcasting, because I like my tobacco. But yeah, it's gurgly because the fucking
I think you need
flooded.
to start wicking your tanks midday, mate.
I need to wick my tanks.
A good couple of cups of tea.
I need to wick the tanks in the morning when I'm actually awake. So yeah, the Albrecht 3 with the Vatefly Unibox. Lovely little bit. It's an old mod now, but it's still a good bit of kit. Mike Vapes, Blaze Solo with the Black Vine in here, with of course the slowly stripping. You can't quite see it, but this is just normal use because I've had this thing for fucking ages now. SLV2 with the Black Vine, and that's it. Don't have any pods? No, I don't have any pods. Yeah. No, wait a minute, I do. I've got this fella. I forgot about this. It's the Lux. Is that the Lux E? Yeah, it's the.
Supposed to be really good, that.
Is that the XR Max?
They are. They're really fucking good.
What? Is that the Lux XR Max?
Yeah, it's the one with the screen on it.
Yeah.
Good bit of kit, this.
Just came out, hasn't it?
It has. Flavour's fucking phenomenal as well.
I think it's called the XR Max, I think.
XR Max or something. And on the subject of Rochford Project. Oh, God. So we just got this in, which is, of course, Mr. Rochford Project's renewal of the sponsorship side of things.
Because he's fucking vaped all the other stuff.
That is all Black Vine. That is all Black Vine.
Oh, but
Yes,
the thing
sure,
is,
nice
the thing is, hold on.
Okay, we will return to normal broadcasting.
Any of the Black Vine that's in that box is not going to be touched, because he also sent me a bottle of concentrate of the Black Vine that I haven't touched yet. Look at that. See that? That's enough to make what? 4 litres? 4 litres. That'll do me.
No.
So there we go. Nice
What
one,
are you
Jay.
drinking on, Vic?
What?
What are you drinking?
Orange.
What are you drinking, Grizz?
Oh, I'm drinking some Copperberg strawberry and lime girly drink.
Well, what I thought I might try is a zero alcohol. Look, it does say alcohol free. I've been wanting to try these for a while, so nobody get on my back.
Yeah,
if anybody puts it in chat that I'm drinking, I'm not. It's alcohol free.
The trouble with that alcohol-free beer and lager is they don't fucking taste good.
I've never tasted them. Obviously, I'm a man who drinks alcohol, so I don't know what it's like. So I want to.
We'll see about 10:30 and Aidan starts slurring his words.
Yeah, it does smell like weed. Fucking hell, it does smell like weed.
They don't taste good either.
Go on, let's have it.
Fucking hell, that's sour.
Told you, they don't taste good.
That's.
Aidan, that's just torturing yourself from other Sean.
Yeah. To be honest with you, it isn't that bad actually, Ben. It isn't that bad. It's got a little bit of a soury taste to it. Obviously, that's where the alcohol should have come in.
And yeah, G-Max, I can attest to that. The alcohol-free Guinness, just don't. It's fucking awful.
I did really want to try that though as well.
It's not good. It's not good.
It's not bad. I tell you what, that's quite refreshing on a warm day.
Which we're having right now, to be honest. I mean, you two guys are going to get it bad this weekend. What is it, 27, 30 fucking Celsius down there?
And I'm at Airsoft.
Oh, nope.
So I'll be fucking red raw on the undesirables on Sunday.
It's a zero. Craig, hope you're okay, buddy. His package is on his way. I've been tracking it. Non-alcoholic beer is like a Nerf dildo on an honorary diploma. Craig says put some lime in it. It's actually not that bad. It's not that bad.
As if Nerf do dildos, I never knew.
Just make sure, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody comes in chat and says that he's drinking alcohol, just put it in there that it's not non-alcoholic.
Just wave the bottle up in the camera now and again. That'll do them. Okay, Karen, before you start.
Yeah.
It's actually not that bad.
Oh no, I've tried it before. It wasn't nice.
It was like what I was saying to you. You know, obviously when I'm at work, people buy you beer and stuff like that, and you take it. So I've been thinking about because I know we sell this, but instead of having that, just so you're sort of like having that taste, I thought I might start having that instead.
How you find it though? Obviously you're 7 days in now, aren't you? Is it 7?
Yeah, 7 days in. It's really good. Obviously, you haven't got the hangovers, you haven't got anything like that, and I'm getting stuff done. There's been reviews out, there's been the vlogs. So it's like today, my sleeping pattern changes as well. Where I normally have about 5 to 6 hours sleep, and then my body goes, right, you're awake now. So I was awake at 4:30 this morning. Down here at 5:30.
You look fucking knackered on today's vlog.
Yeah, I was tired, but I went and had a nana nap. I had some fish and chips, had a nana nap, and then come down and put the review out. So I got 2 hardware reviews done, 3 juice reviews done, and the vlog. So that's all done. I don't really have to worry now until next Wednesday now for reviews. But yeah, it's been good. I feel good.
Then.
I feel good. So, yeah.
And obviously, everyone remember the Just Giving link is pinned at the top of chat. So if you can donate, if you can't, share it out because the power of a share is awesome.
It's been nice, feeling nice as well, you know. And I tell you, I've started to eat more though.
You'll find that happens, yeah. You'll find it's the same when you give up smoking. You start eating more.
See, when I did the Sober October for the Macmillan, that was sort of like in the lockdown time. So it was a little bit easier. Obviously going to work and dealing with the dickheads that you do deal with. This Tuesday it was just dickhead day, so I could have done with a beer then, but I didn't. So all for a good cause.
That must be one of the. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's like I think you've said it on. I think you've said it on your vlogs as well. You know, it doesn't sound like much not having a drink on a, you know, for 28 days. It doesn't sound like much, does it? But when you work in that environment where you work, you've got people coming over and offering to buy you a beer and all that kind of thing. It's very easy to have a drink, isn't it?
Yeah, and the amount of people that came up to me and asked me if I wasn't well. You're not well? You're not very well? Why are you drinking water? No, I'm absolutely fine. It's all right. But I'll tell you what, as soon as you explain what you're doing, I got a really good response for the Macmillan stuff. But as soon as you tell them as well, it's for children with cancer UK. People have given me money. The Thompson girl, the two sisters, and I went, no, can you just put it in there? But they didn't. They gave me a £5 each, so I made sure I put that in. I don't like taking money.
Yeah.
I'd rather just put it in myself. I don't want to touch money, but they were like, no, take it. So I made sure that were put in. It's been good. Really nice response.
Great stuff. Grizz, did your head peel also? Probably looked like you had white hair. To be fair, I actually shaved my head right down the skin with a Bic razor, so that kind of takes all the peel off. So I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
Oh.
Like you're peeling a zucchini.
Oh.
I was burnt. Oh my God, I was so burnt.
I don't think I meant zucchini.
What?
I think I meant dragon fruit. I probably didn't even fucking mean that either.
It looked like I'd been sneezed on off a dragon.
Oh, snotty.
Yeah. No, just burnt.
Burnt. I went on the Saturday show, obviously on Saturday, and also on Friday I went on the Proper Coil show. They were really nice. I had a really good giggle. But I've got to admit, it would have been a lot more fun if I was drunk.
Mm-mm.
Well, they'll just get you back on again once you finish the
They've
show.
already said that, didn't they?
They'll get you back on again.
They all had a really good old drink themselves. Now, these questions have been a lot more funnier if I've been drunk.
Well, I came on the proper show with you, so I had a drink for you.
Yeah, you did, yeah. I think you did 2 bottles of wine, didn't you?
I did, yeah. 2 bottles of red. Yeah, not good. Never mind.
So we are missing the wonderful Adam. He's out in the land of Poland getting drunk on very, very cheap beer.
Very, very cheap beer. In fact, not just cheap beer, cheap fucking drink, period. Jesus God, everything's cheap over there. Fucking hell.
Honestly, I mean, what was it you were paying for a pint?
It was a pint of Polish beer, which was like 8.5. The draft stuff was 8.5. And converting the zloty, I think that's what you call the Polish money, because they didn't convert to the euro, they kept their own money. It converted to something like 41 pence a pint.
Oh my God. Cheapest I've ever had a beer, right? Is I went to like some seminar when I was at college, like watching people on computers and stuff like that, because I studied IT at college. I didn't pass it because I just fucked about. It was great fun. But obviously we're walking around, me and a couple of the lads, and we seen this sign for the Students' Union bar.
Oh.
No! I had 20 quid in my pocket, and it was £1 a pint. The bus back, I got told that apparently I was mooneying other buses out the back window.
The cheapest I've ever had, when I were in the band, in the Gents, we used to tour Germany. We used to do all the army bases. And when I say one of my favourites, it's a lovely place, Bergen-Belsen. Now that's where the concentration camp is. Now just down from where the actual concentration camp is itself is the Bergen base, and we used to do that all the time. And we got on we've done it, so we used to do it in the summer, and then again in the winter we do a 28-day tour. And we used to stay there a number of days. So the medical mess they were brilliant, really nice people. Now it was a double vodka and Coke was 21 pence.
For a double?
A double.
Holy fuck.
21 pence. And I remember walking out of there, it was December, about 14th of December, and obviously it's an army base, so all the actual buildings look exactly the same. So people can't work out where it is. It's actually where the roundhouse is, where Hitler used to do all his talking. And so I've come out of this medical mess with my mate, absolutely leathered. Everything's covered in snow, and all the buildings look the same. I walked around for about half an hour trying to find where the digs were. I swear I've just walked past that tank before. I had to go and get the bloke from the thingy to come and take us where we were.
Kenneth Gillespie's just said their first pint I got cost me 62 pence for a tenant's lager. 62 pence.
Yeah, you remember.
Can you imagine if beer still cost the same amount of money now? Can you imagine how destroyed we would have been at Expo?
Yeah.
Well, I used to, when I used to go out to working men's clubs, I started going out to them when I was about 16, 17, because I had a job and I looked old enough, and it was like my dad used to drink in there. So the Guinness was in bottles. It was the Guinness original, and I absolutely loved it. And that was only, I think that was about 89 pence to £1, somewhere about there. So you could go out with about £7 in your pocket.
And have a good night out.
You have a good night out, a couple of games of pool.
Yes, I remember when I was in my early 20s, that because my local's always been the Turf, which is a working man's pub. I remember walking in there for a pint of Guinness and it was only £1.20. It's fucking about 3 times that now.
And all that's tax, isn't it?
It's all fucking tax. All of it.
Fucking mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Campbell, I had 3 pints of snake bite and black at the Strathclyde Union Bar, and then got the bus back to Kilmarnock and was sick on the bus. Still feel guilty 25 years later. Of 3 pints.
Yeah,
again, talk about feeling guilty. One time we'd gone into Donny. Again, I must have been about 18, 19. And one of the lads said, I can drink more Guinness than you. And I'm like, no, you can't. So, as you do as a kid, drunk loads of Guinness. I don't know how many pints we'd had. And then we went for an Indian afterwards. Now, I beat him drinking, but he was sober and I were hammered. So we then had to get a taxi back to Burcoats where we were living. And I got in that taxi and I was sick. Now, nobody told me that once you eat rice, it swells up to twice the size. So I'm spewing up this rice and I'm thinking, I never ate all that. I never. It's just me scooping it out. Because you get them windows. They don't go all the way down, do they? So I'm trying to get out the window and I've hit it. Come to my house next day, I want 50 quid off you for cleaning my taxi. Oops.
Fucking nightmare. I've never spewed up in a taxi, like. Never ever. To be honest with you, I rarely spew up. I used to when I was younger, but rarely spew up now.
The only time I've thrown up because I drink is because of Baileys. That's why I don't fucking touch this stuff anymore. That's the only time.
You're not even try a little bit of bunnies?
Oh yeah, I don't mind a little bit, but nah, not when I'm already drunk. Because once that Baileys hits like a gut full of Guinness, it starts to coagulate.
Oh, curdle.
Oh.
There used to be a drink, right, that I used to drink when I used to go out called the brain hemorrhage. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
And I think it was red aftershock and Baileys.
Oh, the Baileys would just curdle.
Or red something and Baileys. And it used to just, honestly, they used to pour the aftershock or whatever the red liquid was.
Yeah,
pour that first, and then pour the Baileys over the top, and it used to just look like intestines.
Oh God, no! Oh,
shocking it was.
What the fuck?
It didn't get stuck on the way down, and it didn't get stuck on the way back out either. So it was all right.
One of my favourites were Black on Black, which was a Smirnoff Black with Guinness on top.
Drop shot, that's what they're called here. A drop shot.
Yeah, over here it's Black on Black. So what they used to do is obviously pour the fucking hell, Smirnoff Black in there, mix it up to take the bubbles out of it, and then they'd pour the Guinness over with a spoon so it sits on top. So it just looked like water and Guinness.
Yeah. How you doing, Gregor?
Are you enjoying this chat, Aidan?
Yeah, it's good.
Fucking hell.
No, it's all right. I've got my zero alcohol-free Vex. It's gone down pretty nice,
gone,
actually.
mate.
Fuck it, it's nearly gone. Jesus.
It's actually not bad. They're only small bottles, and I've got a big gob. And it does smell of weed, if I'm totally honest with you.
I just don't like the
Desperados
taste.
is like that. Desperados is like that. You pop a bottle of Desperados, and you get a fucking right whiff of weed.
Yeah.
It's
Who's
the
smoking
hops.
that in here? Well, he's playing with his tank. I was just about to say, it's not Adam this week, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't put your questions in yet, get over to the Facebook group and get your questions in.
Hold on.
It is now time to empty the sack all over the wonderful Vic's face.
Hold on, I need to get the fucking Facebook. Was that engrossed with re-wicking this fucking thing?
Yeah, there's no Vic's job this week because I've only just got in about fucking 45 minutes ago from work.
Can you tell us, Sean, how do you actually fit a radiator?
Not at fucking 4 o'clock. That's not when you fit them.
Go on, explain to him.
Yeah, so obviously I'm at work today, working away. There was a part missing off the radiator. So do you know when you get to that point where you're working and you don't start fitting the radiator until like 3 o'clock? So I'm fitting this radiator. I'd been over to Darlington to get parts and all this. Didn't get round to fitting the radiator till 3 o'clock. Putting it on the wall, got it all looking nice. It was looking mint. Pipe work was tidy as anything. Fucking things. Right, let's go fill the system up. So I goes down, fills the system up, fills the rad up, walks away for 10 minutes, thinks, I'll see, check it, like, goes back up, water pissing out of the bottom of the rad. Oh, pissing. And what it is every now and again you'll get a dodgy radiator, right, where it's got like a nick in the thread underneath for to put the tail into. And I've obviously put PTFE on. When to put, I've obviously, but if it's the tail that's leaking, that goes into the radiator, you've got to strip it all back down.
Yep.
Fucking nightmare. This was 4 o'clock. Stripped the whole lot back down, re-PTFE it, got it sorted in the end, but it was just a pain in the dick.
So that's why he was rushing to get back for the show, and that's why he was a little bit stressed and no Vic's job. The poor lad. Just while he's finishing off his wicking, I'm going to try. I've got.
I need my tobacco.
A Stella Artois.
That's going to be even worse.
That grew on me. It was a little bit sour to start off with. Just to show you, so you know that I'm not. It is alcohol free. That it wasn't that bad. I could have that on it, you know, like on a summer's day.
Yeah, on a hot day.
Yeah, that wasn't that bad.
That'll do.
Smell of weed.
Just tastes like shit.
Yeah, it's missing something.
It's missing the alcohol. That's what it's missing.
You see, all of them they're all taste like piss water. If I'm honest with you. Yeah, that's a little bit. You know, like normally you've got like that fullness of Stella Artois, where it's like you're not even getting that. It's like you've actually put a little bit of Stella Artois and then filled it with fizzy water.
See, the worst thing about Stella is the hangover of Stella that I used to get was horrendous.
I get
honestly,
it
was
Stella.
The worst. It didn't matter whether I had 1 bottle or fucking 10 bottles. The hangover was always the same.
It's because it's a rough beer. It's quick brewed. That's the problem with Stella.
Oh my god, it was brutal.
Well, it's like them people who drink that cider. You know that one that's chemically done, and you can actually get the kits off of eBay, where you've got cider at like 17% proof, and it's done in like 7 days.
It's the clear stuff.
Yeah,
the clear stuff that the kids all drink. Anyway, post bag time. They've actually got a lot of questions.
How many?
We'll just do 11. Got 11.
Okay, now.
Mind you, I put the questions up early this time. That's why we'll start from top, work our way down. That's what we'll do. Give it a quick refresh first. So this week's casters question, starting off with Sandy Mulholland. How you doing, Sandy? Quick question to all casters, but especially Aiden crew. If you could do anything tomorrow and know that you wouldn't fail, but not vape related. Okay, not vape related. This is going to be a tricky one. I would definitely throw my anxiety out the window and get rid of it once and for all. But what would you do? So in other words, what Sandy's asking, if you can get rid of something and not fail at getting rid of it, what would you get rid of?
The fucking kids. I think Sean would fucking back me up on that one. No, I love the kids.
Saying that like okay, now.
I'll tell you what. If I knew what I know now about kids,
about to go wild.
Yeah, if I knew what I know about kids, I would know. I love my kids; they're absolutely fantastic. But yeah, no. What would I get rid of? A part of me wants to say my bipolar because it has caused me so much heartache over the years from being young. But also, has bipolar made me who I am? You know what I mean? You get the manic highs. The lows are absolutely horrible. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably put the bipolar in. I knew that if I could get rid of it. The lows are absolutely terrible. You know yourself as well, Grizz, with what you've done with the Misfits.
Yeah.
The lows are absolutely... and some of the lows I've had over the years. But yeah, I'd probably put that there. Is there anything else? No, yeah, me bipolar I'd put in there.
Grizz?
Sickness and diarrhea.
Yeah. It's the shit.
It's providing you can get rid of this permanently, like forever.
Oh, yeah.
Like if that's what we're talking about, I'm going to go for sickness and diarrhea. Because if it was like, you know, like when you get COVID, you can do a test.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the only way you find out you've got diarrhea is by running to the fucking bog frantically, holding your fucking ass cheeks together. And it's touch and go whether you make it. And I think that's a horrible thing to do with people.
Do you know the ones that do me is when you get the sneaky uppy shit?
Oh, God, yeah.
Do you know what, like when you get, you think, God, my belly hurts. And then you go to the toilet and it starts off all right. You're thinking, oh, I'm all right. And then all of a sudden, chapoosh. Where did that come from?
Like you've pushed an upturned acorn out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden...
That's it. The floodgates are open. And then it turns into what I call a complicated poo. One of them where you don't know whether you're finished or not. Your belly's still hurting, so you end up walking around the bathroom for a bit, see if you can move it out.
And it takes 18,000 sheets of bog roll to wipe.
Yeah. You come out with an arsehole like a Japanese
flag.
See,
I don't think that's the worst one. I think the worst one is, do you know when you're big, sometimes you get an iffy belly, right? And you sat on the couch, you know, watching a film and stuff like that, just letting the odd fart out, you know, because you're comfortable with your missus, and you're just letting the farts flow, and it's great. And you like letting proper Rasmus out, giving them a good squeeze and all that kind of thing. Then all of a sudden, that last one that you do is the last one you'll do all night.
Yes. Yeah, because it ends up being like obviously a little bit of good you comes out. You know what I mean? I thought I farted but I shit. But then the rest of your farts for the night, you end up turning into some sort of trumpet player because you start going. Don't you? You start letting it out in sections, and then when you feel that you're confident enough, you just like, oh, sorry, I'm going to go for it.
And then you have to play a fucking catch with your ass cheeks.
Oh, it's coming, and you go, oh, in.
You know, sometimes get dead proud of yourself though if you catch some in your ass cheeks and make it to the toilet before it like goes everywhere else. I do.
It's gonna take me ages to flush that.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's another problem with it. The water stays murky for hours.
It does, doesn't it?
Have I just shit in the cistern? But there. I'm so sorry, people. This is a vaping show.
What about you, Vic? We'd best move on.
Oh, fuck. If I could get rid of something, it would be the blackouts. Because there's one thing I miss, it's driving. I can't drive, obviously, because I've got the blackouts. I would like to get rid. I mean, I can handle the stomach problems. I've got medication for that now. I'd love to get rid of the blackouts. Just gone. And that way I can reset all the driving stuff and reapply for the license again, because I miss driving.
That must be really, like, I don't know if this is the right way of saying it, unconcerted. You know, like sort of walking around your house and then suddenly wake up going, what am I doing here?
Oh, yeah. It's happened it happened at the office a couple of times as well. I mean, it used to be like 3, 4, 5 times a year. It's down to maybe once or twice a year because the medication's really helping these days. But, oh yeah, one minute I'm walking in and I'm sitting here on the computer. Next minute I know I'm waking up in the fucking floor wondering what the fuck's happening.
You're quite lucky you're so short, aren't you?
Yeah, because you got far to fall.
Fuckers.
You can imagine him walking around the office as well with 2 pillars strapped to the front of him and the back. You know what I mean?
My fucking headset went off. I missed that, Aidan. Sorry.
You can actually get stuff as well, can't you? Is it for motorbike people where if they're gonna fall off, it just like all goes.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like a I've seen that. Yeah,
I think they have a pull cord on them. I think they have a pull cord on them. You attach the pull cord to the bike,
Yep.
so that if you're gonna come off your bike leaves you and it pulls the cord and your whole suit inflates. I think that's how they work anyway.
Imagine that. He's got that and he's just walking through Tesco's and he had to... Slightly awkward. It's never done that before.
So there we go.
I wonder how hard it squeezes you. Can you imagine if you've got the shits at the same time?
Oh, God.
Oh,
No.
it's back to shit.
Oh. Would it squeeze it out?
I'm really
Wonder if you'd had
holding
Guinness.
this.
So yeah, good question, Sandy. Sorry it turned into that, but there we go. So, Sean Garb, to all casters on the UK's number one show to do with vaping, which is, of course, the UK Vape Show. I love a good... Oh, this is a good one. I love a good montage. And it's a word for today, folks. Montage. Love a good montage in a movie. If you had a montage, what song would be playing and what would you be doing? Never had that question before.
Fucking hell.
Montage.
It would depend if it was a sad montage or like a, you know, like a missing Grizz, like if I died in a film.
What, like sort of like the dun 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 dun.
Well, like,
dun.
What was that? Like, that sounded like Jurassic Park.
It was the Hulk. It was at the end when the Hulk starts going off, innit?
I can't remember.
Yeah, 1970s thingy one.
Fucking hell. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go for the Jurassic Park theme tune. Because I think it's a class bit of music.
Just while I was going up the stairs for a shit.
What? Not just because I love the film.
It's going to be a Jurassic.
Not just because I love the film, but it always reminds me of when I've been at Florida with the kids.
So what's the montage going to be?
What do you mean?
Playing with the kids in Disneyland.
Yeah,
oh, but the kids in
Universal.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
But not on the scary rides.
No, don't.
The Iceman's going to get us.
I'm coming for you.
Scuba,
mine would be a montage of laughing, and it would be always look on the bright side of life.
Oh, it can't be that. It's a fucking cracking tune, that. Cracking tune. Scuba, it's a new chair because the old one finally broke because I'm fat.
I just thought you were farting, if I'm honest. He just keeps doing that, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm trying to break the fucking chair in because the fucking cushion in this thing is solid. I'll get there in the end. For me, it will be a montage of all the ranty bits in the What's Up, and the backing track would be Oasis and Fucking in the Bushes. You know, that fucking hammer and drum beat one. That one.
Yeah.
That one. That's what mine would be.
I played that at the Eves Village Trust football. They did the Legends game, and I played that as just as they're walking down and shaking each other's hands. And Lou went, "You can't put that on. It says fucking in the bushes."
It's a fucking good track, though.
Yeah.
Good track. Good question, Sean. Mr. Paul Doling, living in my tent, still under Bentley Bridge.
I've got to come see you, buddy.
He's going to come and see you. This week, not vape-related, simple question. Do you believe... Oh, this one
Was
could...
it turned into share?
This one could lead down several fucking...
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Do you know the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man?
Right, this week, not vape-related, simple question. Do you believe in the paranormal? Thanks to the number one show to do with vaping in the UK, that's the UK Vape Show. So do you believe in ghosts and shit?
Well, we know what Grizzly's going to say. He spends half his life on it, doesn't he, really? Sat around with his pedometer.
Pedometer?
What?
Is that what you call it? Okay, right.
You've broke him.
Is this live? Can we rewind it?
What's it called?
Not a fucking pedometer, that's for sure.
Isn't it?
No.
What's it? No. How did you turn out of Chesney from Coronation Street then?
I don't know.
No. We got any sausages? No.
Fucking hell.
What's it called then?
A thermometer.
No. That thing that you have where you have to go and say, I've got my pedometer, I'm going round.
A parabolic microphone.
Oh, right. I was close.
You wouldn't know that.
I suppose you could actually make one of them, couldn't you? A pedometer. Go round like that. Pedo.
Oh, there's an EMF reader as well. EMF still doesn't sound like pedo, mate.
I thought they were a band.
They were actually, EMF. Was it EMF?
No, ELO.
ELO.
Hey, hello.
Well, I'm thinking KLF. I'm thinking KLF, justified and ancient. That's what I'm thinking of.
Fucking hell.
Paul
Where
Dooley,
were
it's a serious question.
I forgot what the fucking question was. All right, do you believe in ghosts and stuff? Paranormal.
Me personally,
That's what it is. It's a step counter. That's what I was thinking.
that's a pedometer.
Oh, it looks like pedo to me.
Actually, it
Fucking
does.
hell.
The way it's written, it does.
Yeah.
The way it's
my
pronounced, though, is
That's what I was
completely
thinking
different.
That's
Right.
what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
You see, with me, I've never seen anything that is paranormal. Never seen anything in real life that's paranormal. I probably have felt stuff. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's one of them things. I'm planning on going on a ghost hunt with Mike at some point. A proper one to 30 East Drive,
Ooh.
which is supposed to be the most haunted house in Great Britain. I am planning on doing that at some point because obviously anyone that has ever watched me Twitch, it's all horror related, all that kind of thing. And I play a lot of ghost hunting games. So I am looking at doing that. Whether I believe or not, I don't know. I think I'd have to go and see something. I don't not believe, but I don't believe, if you understand what I mean.
In other words, you need proof.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched quite a lot of stuff on it, and I'd like to think there were obviously I won't like a horrible ghost, but I'd like to think there were a sort of afterlife.
Oh yeah, I would like to think there was an afterlife, but whether I believe in paranormal activity and spirits and shit like that, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's true. That Mick, it is the most haunted house of financial gain.
Yeah, he's fucking not wrong, is he?
And they wonder why the walls are about 8 foot thick because there's a bloke behind it just banging on the wall.
Do you know what it is? I don't think it's cheap. I mean, Michael will tell you better how much it actually costs to go and actually do like a hunt in there.
I think,
You know, I don't
you
think
have
it's
to go in a
cheap.
group. I think it's over 100 quid. I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's cheap to
Each.
actually do it. But some of them you can actually stay overnight. That's what I want to do.
You want to stay overnight?
I said to Mike, I says, when you sort this ghost hunt thing out, I want chucking in at the deep end. I don't want to be going to these like easy ones like where you just
I think they've
where
got
you
a swimming
just
pool there.
gradually
It's
build
only
it
a
up.
terraced house. Can you imagine him sat there turning up with his sleeping bag and his pajamas on?
So, do I believe in it? Okay, ghosts in the traditional sense. Like, you die and you come back and you hunt the fuck out of someone. I don't believe in that. Do I believe in the paranormal? There can be an argument made for parallel dimensions stacking on top of this one. So you've got alternate realities, alternate universes, but you've got parallel dimensions that are stacking up. If you've watched Doctor Who, you've probably seen about this, right? It's kind of...
Doctor Strange.
Or Doctor Strange, yeah. So what I think is that what people are classing as ghosts could be some entity from another parallel dimension trying to break through the veil into this dimension, and they look like ghosts. That's what I think. Just like I believe that we're not the only ones in the universe, because if we are the only ones in the universe, it's a hell of a waste of space.
Yeah, it would be daft to think that there's no other life forms out there. It would be totally daft.
So I do believe there's something there, but I don't think it's dead people coming back to haunt you. I don't think it is. I think it's something different.
It's probably them pesky kids.
From Scooby-Doo.
I mean, I will say this though: if they're actually managing to get halfway through breaking through our universe, they're a lot more advanced than us.
Well, they need to be to do that. They need to be even. I mean, if they're going to fly here in a little fucking flying saucer, they're going to have to be more advanced than us as well.
You just know for a fucking fact that someone's going to turn up in Vic's back garden next week in a fucking blue phone box.
Yeah. You are the next Doctor.
Can you imagine how
That'd be
excited
fucked.
he'd get?
I've got all the fucking Doctor Who stuff. There's the Daleks. Can't see that because it's found. There's the Daleks. I've got the fucking Doctor Who poster there. I've got the David Tennant poster now there because I've got the Dark Side of the Moon.
Just to let you know,
TARDIS.
people, he is 43 years old.
Fucking awesome album, that.
What's wrong with Doctor Who? Dark Side of the Moon. I've got the Rat Pack, and there's me spilling a tank because I'm a fucking idiot. Anyway, moving on. Not wrong with Doctor Who.
You've got to think about it here in Britain as well. If we get leaves on the track, our trains stop. So can you imagine us trying to get to another planet? Oh, can't go out there, it's dark. Did anybody ever see that news article? He's spitting everybody in. Did anybody see that article from, I think it was like India or Pakistan, or somewhere like that, or I think it was Trinidad and Tobago, I can't say it properly. But apparently they was going to launch a spaceship to go to the sun. And they said that NASA said that it can't be done, but they said it can be because they're going to go at night.
We're going to go at night.
But
It's obviously the coolest time of the sun, so I kind of get that. You know what I mean?
Anyway, that was a good question, Mr. Doling. Amanda Gibson.
Jimmy, it's -3. Let's fucking go now, quick.
Better known as Bunny. So Bunny's got a question to all casters. We know that we are here in this moment of our lives right now because of vaping, good, bad, or otherwise. If there is one thing you could change to make that journey easier, right, so it's like your personal vape journey, one thing you could change to make that journey easier, good, bad, blah, 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 what would it be and why? Oh, and cheeky second question, what piece of advice were you given back then that you didn't listen to, but wish you had? Okay, that second question's a tough one. So yeah, looking back in your vape journey, if you could change something, what would it be?
mine would be battery life. It was always a problem with me. You know, obviously we all started off with like the cigarettes. The batteries were just absolutely terrible on them, and you'd have to be carrying a load around with them. And if you'd not charged them and stuff like that, that ended up making me sort of dual use right at the beginning. Battery life was just terrible, wasn't it?
It was.
And it's one of the biggest things.
Still is.
To do with vapors. And it still is, having the battery life.
So if there was one piece of advice you got in your early days of vaping that you didn't listen to,
that's an hard one, isn't it?
see, that's an hard one for me as well.
Does it have to be vaping?
I think it does. Yeah.
That I didn't listen to.
Bunny, does it have to be vaping? She's in chat. Does it have to be vaping for the second one? Because I can't think of anything for that second question.
Well, if it
I
ain't,
think
I should...
she said vape advice if it was vaping.
Oh. Yeah,
well, if it isn't vaping, I should listen to my mum and when she said, always wear your wellies. Always wear your wellies. Grizz!
Fucking hell. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Don't really know.
To make the journey easier, go to you first, Vic. I was too busy looking at chat.
Make the journey easier. I started back in 2014 when it was cigarettes that were the big thing. Disposables were around, disposable cigarettes, but I started on a 32 milligram cigarette, and I must have wasted the better part of about £120 on 18 milligram cigarette cartridges. That wasn't enough, went up to 24 milligram, that wasn't enough, went up to 28 milligram, that wasn't enough, and then I hit the sweet spot in 32. I wasted a lot of money in the early days. A lot of money in the early days, because back then there wasn't really much advice around in 2014 what nicotine level to start at if you were a heavy smoker. I wish I started straight on the 32 milligram with those cigarettes, because I would have saved about 210 quid, and back then I wasn't
you sort
working.
of went the wrong way, didn't you? Instead of like going to the top and working your way down, you went from the bottom and worked up.
Worked my way up, which to be honest is the easiest way of doing it, because if you start at the top and work down, you could end up with a nick overdose or head spins and sore gut. But I started down and worked up, but the problem is because they were cartomizers, it meant that the cartridges were sitting on the store shelf for a long time and they weren't really sealed properly. So was it actually 18 milligram? Was it actually 32 milligram? Or had a lot of that nicotine degraded out? That's the question.
Chico.
Yeah.
That's the question. As for the bit of advice, vaping advice that I didn't listen to. See, that's a tricky one.
She said it don't have to be vaping related.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. Right.
No.
Advice that I didn't listen to. My dad, there was a certain saying that he made. It was my second time in a pub and I was out with him drinking. Never mix the something with the something. What the fuck was it he said again? Never mix the
Memorable
grape.
then.
You clearly didn't listen.
Yeah, I didn't listen. I think it was something like never mix grape and hops or something like don't have
Hop
wine.
and grape.
Yeah.
Don't mix hop and grape. Never mix hop and grape.
I didn't listen and I was fucking ill.
That is a sound bit of advice.
Never mix grape or grain.
Grape or grain, that's it. Never mix grape. I was fucking ill the day after. Ill.
A lot of people used to say about the top shelf as well. Stay away from the top shelf.
That's where all the porn is.
Yeah. Oh, I miss GT News.
Advice. What would make my journey easier, right? And it's not to really. It is and it isn't to do with vaping. I would have got involved in the YouTube side of things earlier, because that's what kept me on it. That's what kept me on the on vaping all the time. I reckon if it hadn't have been for me getting involved in this kind of, community, I reckon I'd have probably went back to cigarettes, to be brutally honest.
Went back to the
kind of being in this kind of community, bit of a friendship thing going on. You know what I mean? Or colleagues, however you want to look at it. Bit of a friendship thing going on. I would have started earlier, because I think I've only been doing this about 5 years, and you guys have been doing it 7 to 10 years, haven't you, or whatever. I would have definitely been involved in that earlier.
You sort of, especially when I got into the review scene of it all. Obviously, we all know that I dual used. I started in 2006, and I dual used, and then stopped when I had my mini stroke. But and it was a mini stroke. It wasn't me just stroking myself.
Just a very small stroke.
Yes, very small stroke, but very fast. The thing is, you sort of get that pride of yourself. I don't smoke, so I've had it where I've had tanks that have broken. I remember taking a Preco tank that I was testing, and the actual bung went inside. I've had it where my batteries have gone. Now, you'd start faltering years. I'd have probably had a cigarette, but because you're a vapor and you're a reviewer as well, it was like, no, you're just gonna have to do cold turkey until you get home.
Yep.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yep.
Like it was so easy to, like, when you didn't have this kind of, you've seen it before where someone comes in and saying, I've been off the cigs for 3 weeks, and you get all that loving chat, and you get off the casters and all that kind of thing, and that was the kind of thing that kept me off it. I never ever wanted to turn around and chat and say it, and I don't really lie. I wouldn't like to come in chat and say that I was vaping fully, and I wasn't.
Yeah, basically it's the community support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know 100%. The one bit that I miss is every year I used to love cigars, absolutely love cigars. So,
I still miss them. I still miss a cigar in New Year. Yep.
New Year's Eve, you used to have a cigar, and obviously since I stopped smoking, I don't even do that. So I can honestly say since I had my mini stroke, 2016, I have not touched a cigarette at all.
Me and the brother-in-laws used to organise poker nights all the time. Not strip poker. Yeah, not pub poker. We used to organise poker nights all the time, and we would always have a cigar.
Yep.
Or a pipe.
Oh, I missed the pipe. I just started on the pipe. A good pipe.
As far as advice is concerned, go on.
That is one device that I've never bought, which I really am going to look into, because they've never really been about. I'd like a pipe for vaping.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to look into one of them. Obviously, I know you've got the one from...
Vic's going to send you one, look.
He won't send me that one.
It's the big one. It's the big one from Vape Smarter. That's the rebuildable. That's the ion tank. It's the ion tank from... But it's basically a mini mech. It takes an 18350 in there, and it just pumps it straight into the tank. Good bit of kit,
That's
this.
smart as fuck.
Yeah, Salford had a few of them, but yeah, I don't want that one that bulbous.
Oh, you want one small, like a
Yeah,
like a
something-
Guardian 3 from Smock,
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
He's only got little hands.
Yeah, only got a little hand. It's my good hand though. Yeah, no, I fancy that.
As far as advice is concerned, I would have to go with don't eat yellow snow, and I can 100% confirm that it always tastes like dog piss.
Oh.
Didn't the Paw Prince give it away when there were only 3 of them?
No, it was one of them funny dogs. What? When there were only 3 of them. Yeah, because it was stood like that against the tree.
Pissed up as Logan, I'll be back in a minute.
That was a fun question, Bunny.
I
Cheers.
promise you there's no alcohol in these. I don't know if it's just making me feel better, I don't know.
Next one is from Mr. Martin Saunders.
I'll be
Old
back in a
MacDonald,
minute.
60, on my farm, blowing oil smoke from my AIAIO.
I thought I was going to say
Whoa,
something else.
whoa, son, don't be coming on here talking all that rubbish.
What? Watching the godfather of vaping on the UK's number one show to do with vaping, about vaping in the UK, that is of course the UK Vape Show. My question is, if you've heard the news, the outlook for vaping is not that bleak. Well, for the UK anyway. The health minister has said they need to handle the disposable epidemic. Yes, they have. But not get rid of vaping. Yes, they haven't. As it's the most effective way for smokers to quit smoking. So my question is, what is going to be the next big thing in vaping? And what would you introduce to the market? What's going to be the next?
We've had this question quite a number of
We
times.
have.
Again, I always go back to the same thing. It's got to be battery innovation.
It has to be.
It's the only way that you can really go.
Because
We've had all
these
sorts from,
things are
like,
just
yeah.
These things are not fucking cutting it now for high wattage vaping.
No.
They're just not.
We've had all sorts from like the U-Sonic, where they tried to have it without coils, where it was done by vibration. We've had other little bits that they've tried to do, and I don't think you'll get away from the coil cotton sort of way of doing it.
Cotton making.
But yeah, I think it's got to be battery innovation. So we've got a little bit longer. To be honest with you, that's why I like the mouth to lung, because
Your batteries last longer.
Yeah, your batteries last longer. You're getting that nick. I'm vaping at between 16 and 18 watts.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting at least a day and a half out of it. And if you're using a 21700, you're getting a couple of days out of it.
That's what I'm doing with this. With the Albrecht, I'm running this at 18 watts. Battery lasts a good day and a half in this thing.
Yeah.
It's great.
The thing, it's the same with the question, like, what do you think will be the next big thing? I think, I don't think,
solar panel.
yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a next big thing. It's just gonna be that gradual circle,
Round and round in circles.
round and round
Yeah.
and round. It's
Yeah.
gone back to borrows at the minute. Next, it'll go on to maybe, I don't know, dual battery box mods or whatever. You know, it just goes round and round and round all the time. The kind of novelty's wearing off on disposables a bit now, I think.
Thank fuck.
'Cause it was always going to be a bit of a novelty.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I really don't think it's wearing off. You've got to think, we've talked about this again loads and loads of times. We are the hobbyists of it, but 90% of the people who are quitting smoking are starting off on them disposables.
They are.
And it's them letting them get that next stage to something like that. Will then get them on to their own tanks.
Well, I was talking to the guy in the vape shop local to me. They sell loads of disposables, or they did. They are managing now to sell things like the X-Slim, X-Ross Minis, all that kind of stuff. They are selling more of them now rather than the disposables. They're actually trying to talk people into getting them off the disposables, you know, saying that there's probably a chance that they could get taken away and all this kind of thing. So this is the next best thing, you know, go on to these. And they're managing to sell a lot more of them. As far as something that I would like to see brought in, I always wanted a waterproof tank. Or a splashproof tank.
I'll go
not
with
waterproof.
splashproof. Yeah.
Like, I can't... You are?
I don't think you could...
There actually was one, wasn't there? It was a... Who made it? It was actually a radio as well, I think.
What, where rain... No, tank, not mod.
Yeah, no, the tank apparently was waterproof as well.
Was it?
Well, where rain didn't get in the top.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that bit. I think you'd have to put like a Johnny on it.
A non-return valve. I can't understand why there
like
hasn't been
a
a
valve
non-return valve.
a valve that flaps open when you're drawing
Yeah,
out and then closes when you. That would actually work. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
No,
Because
you'd
there's
end up with
nothing
a lot of
worse.
fluff.
There's nothing worse. Obviously, I work outside quite a lot with, I've got my chop saw set up and stuff like that. And sometimes, every now and again, I'll be stood having a vape while I'm chopping bits of wood, and I'll put my vape on the side.
Yeah,
and
you're
there's loads
right.
of times I've been caught short with the fucking rain going straight in through the drip tip.
Yeah.
Faceless Vapor, it was Wismec, you're totally right, who made the waterproof modern thingy.
I remember that one. Yeah, that was.
And did that have
while
some
ago
kind
now.
of non-return valve? See, I've never heard of it.
I don't know about that. The only trouble with that non-return valve, it just ended up being like a ginormous fat man's belly button, wouldn't it? It'd just be full of fluff and shit. What's that? And I bet it'd be blue as well, because all your belly button, you'd be wearing a red t-shirt like this, and your belly button fluff's always blue. Why?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Ben M's bang on. If you managed it, trades would go mad for it to stop dust and stuff getting in. I think it'd be brilliant for that.
It would.
I'll tell you who come out with a really good device for that was Vaptio. And what it was again, it were a pod system, but it was on a spin. So what it did was it sort of like you span it round, clicked it in, had a vape, and then you span it back round and it fitted back into the top.
Right, I remember that one as well. But
Yeah.
the tank idea would work. So you draw in like that.
Yeah.
You would need a non-return valve on the air intakes that would shut when there's no pressure going in, and another non-return valve at the top that would fold up when you're drawing. That would actually work. It would be a bit of engineering, but it would work.
Do you know what you could call it? The fly trap.
Fly trap.
Yeah, it'd be like a Venus fly trap, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, that would work.
Or the clapper.
It's something that I mentioned ages ago, and it's something I've thought about for a long time. I just like the idea of it. It's a pain in the ass when you end up with like fucking dust or
Rainwater.
pocket lint.
Yeah.
Anything shit like that just gets down you, and then all of a sudden you take a hit on your vape, and it's fucking straight down the back of your throat. You've got sand. You've got fucking. Do you know what I mean?
Sam says surely the liquid would corrode it, but it'd be a little bit like you'd have extras in the packaging, like your O-rings, so it'd be exactly the same as that, where you could just take
just
it
the same as anything else.
and then put it back in again.
Yeah, it would be it would need to be a silicone flap valve, which the liquid wouldn't affect.
I'm not talking. And bearing in mind, it wouldn't need much sucking. So like when Vic sucks on his fucking mod, and it's like. It wouldn't need much sucking because I'm only talking about splash proof. I'm not talking about fully waterproof, IP65 shit. I'm talking about like just so it's splash proof.
Yeah, splash proof.
You're not going to get dust. You're not going to get raindrops or anything like that going down that drip tip.
See exactly what we said in the chat. Obviously, as the tank gets a little bit older as well, the flaps will get a bit more baggier. So every time you sucked on it, it'll go.
It's when what's inside comes out. That's when the serious trouble started. Last thing you want is a prolapsed non-return valve.
Don't know whether you needed to suck it or blow it.
Oh fuck! So, I guess it's you two covered everything.
You know it's your turn now, Finn.
Yeah, it's my turn. You basically
You've got to
covered
think
it.
of something.
Next big thing, we're looking at the next big thing already. It's squonking. I mean, I know that and I don't think they're in here, the guys from the Saturday show, but I know that Paul Hinchcliffe and Pugs think that squonking's already back. It's not quite already back. It'll be back when the Pulse 3 gets dropped. Like Mr. Tony B cashing in on that name again. When the Pulse 3 drops, that's when squonking will start hitting the mainstream again, and this borrow tank stuff will go back into the background again. So the next big thing, it'll be squonking. It's just as Grizz says, it goes in cycles. Squonking, fucking borrow tanks, it's all in cycles. So the next big thing's squonking.
It would nice to see that the Falcon have just released another one now. Is it the Falcon Legend?
I don't. I've lost track of the
Yeah,
Falcon
so they
tanks now.
did the Falcon King, and then they've done the Falcon Legend. That's just been released.
They were
It's
good
nice to
tanks,
see a
the
little
Falcons.
bit more of the sub-ohm tanks coming out, like the Owl review out.
Yeah.
For that. Go check it out.
Can't beat a good sub-ohm tank. What would I introduce into the markets? What Aidan said, better batteries. Lithium ions have reached the ceiling. They can't really do any more because we're stuck with this form factor of battery unless they go down the road of built-in LiPo packs. And then when a mod gets released with a built-in LiPo pack, everyone starts complaining because, it doesn't have replaceable batteries. And then when it does have replaceable batteries, everyone goes, it's not going to hit the 200 watts, it needs a LiPo pack. And then, it's a vicious fuck it. We need better batteries. This is getting too old. We need something better.
Just saying that the Pulse 3 has dropped. I have seen that. It's out on.
Oh, it's out already?
I think. Yeah, it's out already.
All right, so they released it early. Fucking hell. I thought it wasn't getting released until the end of this month. Good question, Mr. Martin Saunders. Mr. Alan Vickery. This will be a good one. Why are mech mods so expensive? Especially when you consider they have no buttons, bar one, no chip, and no screen. I understand some materials cost more, but not hundreds more for just a battery tube with no button. That's actually a good question. Why are mech mods so fucking expensive? Well, unless you get them on sale.
I got that for 99p. I don't know what you're on about.
The thing is, you can get cheap mechs. You can
can.
get cheap mechs. You know, if you're looking at the top end, the high end mechs, the reason they're so expensive is because, I'm not being funny, these guys have put a lot of design work into stuff like that. They can choose what they want to charge for it. They can choose. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes, is it worth that? Maybe not. But I think whether it's worth something or not is down to the customer. If they feel that is worth that kind of money, then they're going to buy it.
If you look at something like the Trishul, I think it was called, from Hell Vape.
Yeah, the Trishul.
I don't think that was dear. I think that was really like 30, 40 quid, but it was really well made. It had some protection as well on it. I think they did a second version of it where it actually had a chip as well.
Yep.
One of the kick chips to give you a little bit more protection. But you've got to think, you look at like Nike and Adidas. It doesn't cost you that much to make them trainers. To sell them at £150 or whatever they sell them at. Some of them are even more than that. It's because it's a brand. If you look at Purge and people like Kennedy, they've built that brand up. You know you're going to get good quality and you know it's going to last.
The other thing you've got to think of there is production. A lot of these mechs aren't mass produced in the thousands.
They're not. Yeah.
Right, and they still have overheads to cover. So if they say they can only put out, say, 3,000 mods, whereas
it's like Matt says,
someone likes, go on.
The materials make a difference. There's some massive amounts of metal in some mechs. There is, yeah. And that's got to be designed, hasn't it, as well?
So you've got two classic examples here. I mean, okay, this needs a polish because it's been sitting there patining for way too long. It's the original Dreamer release from Times Vape and what's his fucking face? Stan. Yeah. Times Vape Stan. This was released with a price range in the upper end of the mid range. It wasn't too expensive.
I think it was about 70 quid.
Yeah, it was about 70 quid.
Between 70, and that. Was the other one? What was the other one? The Keen.
The
Keen was 60 quid.
Yeah, Keen was 60. So this is it in the mainstream. And then on top of that, he was in chat at the beginning. You've got this, which is the Claymore. So they're both tubes. This one here is about 60, 70 quid. This one at the top was retailing for the better part of 150 to 200 quid. There's a difference between the two. This is mass produced in China from cheap material. Well, cheap air material, not cheap air materials. Mass marketed, mass produced, mass machined. This little fella was made by Kenny on his own in a garage, well, not a garage, in a workshop in Glasgow, and he released these in very limited numbers. The reason that a lot of mechs are so expensive, like the Claymore and like ones above it, like these things I've got here, for instance, this fucking thing, which is the Fakirs, it's the Fakir side-by-side mech mods, is because they're usually made by one or at most two individuals in a private workshop. And unlike China, that gets these metals in bulk by the fucking ton, these guys get the tubes in separately. They machine them separately on their own lathes and metalworking, spinny, drilly, doohickey. I don't know a fucking thing about metalwork, right? But it's overheads and costs. That's what it comes down to. And also the big difference between this and that is what you're looking at with this is Admiralty-based brass and copper. What you're looking at with that is baseline brass and copper. The metal for this is 5 times more expensive than the metal for this. That adds to the cost as well. It's the materials and the workmanship.
I've seen a few that Chico's been doing, and
Oh, they're beautiful.
they look really, really good. That See No Evil, Hear No Evil one is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, they're
And
stunning.
he's actually done the inserts for the tank. So the insert for the tank matches the actual Met mod itself. Looks really, really good.
Yeah, they are stunning. That's the thing as well. I mean, like Chris says, if they're making 3,000 mechs, they've got to pay XXX people in the shop an annual wage from them. And this is the thing. We only see that final price. You don't see how they've worked that out.
No, you
if
don't.
they've got to hire a shop space, you know, because that's kind of what they do. They kind of pop up factories.
Yeah.
You know, China will get an idea. They'll put a pop-up factory up. They'll work out exactly how much it's going to cost to make each mod, right? They'll employ exactly the right amount of people. They'll get them all done, and they won't sell them unless they're going to sell for X amount of pounds.
Yep.
And that's why it is.
Well, that's how the Goon came about, wasn't it?
It was actually, yeah. This little fella. The original one.
Yeah.
There we go.
It was somebody had sort of like put the order in and it didn't quite work out, and then somebody went, yeah, well, I'll buy them for that, wasn't it? And
then they ended up selling fucking loads of the bastards because everyone got the word out about them. Hope that answered your question, Alan. It's basically material supply, availability, workmanship, cost, etc., etc. And then you've got to fact that something else. You've got, if it's a private individual like Kenny or like Chico, you've got to figure in the rental for the lathe and the equipment for the metalwork, or actually purchasing that equipment, the rent space, the electricity costs. It fucking mounts up.
And he might have a full-time job.
Yeah.
One might take him 3 weeks to make.
Yep, it mounts up. Good question, though, Alan. Mr. Mr. Richard Fryer, who I think's in chat.
he's in chat, yeah?
Yeah,
Nice
I think
one.
he's in chat. Question for all casters of the number one show. I need to stop doing that. Number one show to do with vaping. Broadcasted from the UK. Here's a good one. Top
It's
3.
magic.
Although, yeah, you might have some. Yeah, well, I won't have any trouble answering this, but you two might. Top 3 rebuildable mouth to lung tanks.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd never done mouth to lung.
Top 3.
me and you then,
the Pandora. I really like that. That
with
was
that.
really good. What was the one made by Aspire? Give me an N. And it had the inserts. You could
Nautilus.
No,
that's the stock coil.
No, it was mouth. What was it called? I've got it down there somewhere.
God, you're going way back at this. If it's the Aspire, what is it? Was it the Quad Flex? No, it wasn't the Quad Flex.
No, it was actually. I think it was only a
Pioneer.
couple of years ago. The Nico.
The what?
The Nico. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was the Nico.
All right.
From Aspire. That was really nice. And my favourite, which is the K-Fun.
K-Fun.
The K-Fun Light. The filling's a bit it's
Icky.
old school, isn't it? Where you've got to take the bottom off for it, but the flavour from it, and it's really good. I do like that.
For me, if you're going price-wise, if you're going mainstream, you don't want to spend any more than 50 quid. I would go with the Albrecht 2 from Vapefly. It's you can't fucking. It's a phenomenally good mouth-to-lung tank for the mainstream market. If you want to go a little bit more expensive, I would go for any of the Expromizers from version 3 up to the current version. I think they're up to version 6 now. No, it's version 5. Any of the Expromizers from version 3, 4 or 5. Personally, I would go with version 4. And if you want to go for the ultimate in mouth to lung, any one of the K-Funs that Little Bro mentioned. Any one of the K-Funs. Phenomenal
So I've got the
tanks.
squared there. I like the squared as well. That's quite nice.
Phenomenally good tanks, the K-Funs, but you're paying for it though. That's the thing. Hope that answers your
A lot of
question.
people are saying Tripod 2.
I don't think I've tried that one.
I've not seen that.
Tripod. Did I get that? I don't think I did. See, we can only go with what we've bought in the case of Little Bro, what I've got in for review.
Yeah.
But
I like the Pandora. I really did like the Pandora. I thought
Pandora's
that
a
were
good
absolutely
tank.
brilliant.
But
Then honourable mentions. It was Richard Vick's one. Was that the Berserker?
No, that was Van de Vet. His was it began with an S.
Saber.
Saber, that was it. It was a Saber.
Saber. Yeah, that was good as well.
I wouldn't know because you never sent me one for review. I think they fell out though at that point in time.
Wow.
So I hope that you've got a good range of tanks you've got a good range of tanks there, Mr. Richard Fryer, from the mainstream to the more expensive. Pick any one of them. Any one of them will give you a damn good mouth to lung vape. Any one of them. Okay, sit back and relax, people. It's Mr. William Dobson.
Mm-hmm.
Fluff, Planet Shuffle. Age, can't remember. And so, we have finally set off on our longest journey yet. 220 light years in our Nexus class starship, and everything is going well, apart from my seat in the bridge is squeaking. To all casters of the number one show to do with vaping, which is the UK Vape Show, you all have a long journey ahead of you and have packed all your normal stuff. But what
Where's Blumkin at?
Where?
Where's Blumkin at? I miss his 2 in chat.
I know, I miss his 2 in chat. His 2's missing. What are the 3 certain things that you will take that you wouldn't normally unless it's a long journey? So you're going on a long journey. The 3 essential things that you would take with you. Doesn't have to be vape related by the looks of it as well.
So it doesn't have to be vape related.
Doesn't have to be. You never said.
What would I take? But obviously, you've got to take your vape with you. That's got to be one of them. You've got to be looking at battery life, and making sure you've got enough juice. The other one would be pot noodle. No, I'm joking. I won't take a pot noodle. What's the other one? What would it? Make sure clean underwear. You always need clean underwear.
In case you get the shits.
In case, yeah, you're gonna have clean underwear. I don't know. What else?
You've done 3, haven't you?
Yeah, go on. I've done 3.
You want me to go next, Grizz? Because you look as you're still thinking.
No, I'm alright. I would take my coil building kit. Depending on how long it is, that is. If it's like Expo weekend, I'm going to take a coil building kit.
Wise.
Yeah. Totally. I would 100%, if it's long drive, take some toilet roll. Because, sometimes you have to stop at the
services.
station, and their toilet roll's horrendous.
Yeah.
But we're on a starship. Surely it's got some bog roll on it.
Yeah, and it's probably that shit cheap bog roll that you used to get at school. That
tracing paper.
The tracing paper stuff.
It's a bit like blotting paper.
Yeah, it didn't really wipe the poo off you. You just spread it up your back.
You just spread it everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. The only good thing about that stuff is though your fingers never slip through it.
Oh, never.
True.
Never ever.
Never.
And I would
neither did the poo.
And I would 100% take my bank card.
Right.
Yeah, because loads of ATM machines just past the moon, isn't there?
Yeah. All right, then my PayPal account. Take my phone. Take my phone.
I was going to stop off past Venus. I need to pick up some cash from the NatWest.
I don't know if Amazon deliver up there, but I'm sure they will at some point.
Me, I would take a packet of fruit pastels, the family bag. Got to have something to chew on that's fruity so your mouth doesn't get dry. I would take a power bank, one of the bigger ones.
Oh, yes, good
because
shout.
you never know when you might
shout,
fucking need one. You never know. I've got 2 of them there that I usually take to Expo. The third's got to be vape related. A decent mouth to lung vape. Not a pod kit, a decent mouth to lung
Power banks
vape.
have got to be the most underrated item in the world.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of times you can get caught short when you're out somewhere and your phone goes dead.
Yeah. Even the little power, even the tiny ones are enough to charge a phone.
Yeah, I went and got this for Expo. This is only a 10,000 mAh.
But it does the trick, though.
It's fantastic.
Does the trick. See, the 2 I've got, they're over here. Hold on.
Yeah, I've got that one. How big's that one again? I think this was 30,000. I remember right, yeah, 30,000 ma that one.
So the two fuckers, I mean, this is the one I usually bring to Expo that's got the wireless charging thing on it as well. So this is
the NFC.
This is 20,000 milliamp hour. And then I've got the fat fella with the screen on it, which is 25,000 milliamp hour. I bring these to all the expos just in case. I'll put them in my bag in case one of the batteries goes out.
Yeah.
Fucking handy. Very handy.
I feel awesome that mine's 30,000 and you've only got shitty ones.
Yeah, but yours look like a ginormous brick.
It is. It is. It's also a weapon.
Cheers for that question, Mr. William Dobson. On to Craig Welsh. This one had me thinking, and I still haven't figured. Well, there's a couple that popped into my head, but I don't know. To all spellcasters, apparently we're wizards now. What happens?
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry, and a damn good one at that. What happens to the recipes of defunct juice companies? Why do they seemingly disappear forever? That one's easy, very easy. When a juice company goes belly up, they generally don't give their recipes out to anyone. So when that juice company folds, it's gone. It's gone.
And they've still got the recipes if they lift it back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a little bit with that with Darkstar, didn't you?
Yeah.
They took over. Was it
Chefs?
What was it? Who was it? They took over.
It was Chefs, was it not? Chefs Flavors.
Chef's Flavors.
Yeah.
So they took the name over, and everybody thought they were going to get that sort of juice, but it wasn't. It was their own recipes, wasn't it?
Because juice
Invictus
companies.
Flame said, "You're a wizard, Harry." Yes, you fucking are.
It's like the one worry I've got, right? And it's not going to happen anytime soon because Jay's always said that he makes enough to keep Rochford Project going. But I know for a fact he's never going to give that recipe out. Never. Ever going to give that recipe out. So I'm thinking, it's fucking... Okay, he sends me the bottles of concentrate over so I don't dip into the sponsorship stuff. But I'm thinking, what would happen if in the future Jay decides to shut down Rochford Project? I would be fucked. Simple
I'm sure
as that.
it'd set you up a big stack.
He might send me a few bottles of the concentrate, but it's true though. I mean, juice recipes, especially for recipes that sell by the bucket load or juice flavors that sell by the bucket load, those recipes are very closely guarded secrets. Very closely guarded secrets. If that juice company goes down, that flavor's gone. It's gone. Simple as that. Hope that answers your question.
Is there a box away tonight, Vic?
No, there isn't.
No.
I'm still waiting on one item coming, or one box of items coming in from one of the new
There's a couple
sponsors.
of people asked in chat, that was all.
That's half that fucking audience gone.
Hope that answers your question, Mr. Craig Welsh. From, I'm going to fuck this name up, Yanni Overvold? Or is it Janny Overvold?
Yanni
Overvold.
That remind. I don't know if that's who Mark used to work for. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know either. Name, Norse Vapor. Age, 33. Location, Borg Cube. William, there's a Borg Cube in chat with you. Just thought I'd let you know in that starship of yours. Question to all casters. You travel into a black hole and are being sent 600 years into the future. You find yourselves at the helm of the USS Enterprise D. Well, hold on. If you're 600 years in the future, it wouldn't be the Enterprise D, it would be the Enterprise F, because the Enterprise D happened.
Oh, look what
200...
you've done, Yanni. Fuck my life.
Enterprise D was in the 2400s, which is only 200 years in the future from now. Sorry, Yanni, to nitpick, but I'm nitpicking. Anyway, you're on the helm of the Enterprise D, locked into a struggle with the Klingon Empire and the Borg. Alright, this is what he's leading to. You can only bring one mod, complete with RDA, RTA, RDTA, or sub-ohm tank and lifetime of juice. Yes, Vic, you can bring the Black Vine this time. Cheers, yours truly, Norse. So you can only bring one mod with an RDA, RTA, or RDTA with your choice, and that's it. Or one sub-ohm tank and lifetime of juice. What do you pick? That's a good question, actually.
I'd probably go just for the Hadron. You know the new one.
Oh, the big fella.
Not the
The
giant.
Hadron Pro.
It is the Hadron Pro. The DNA. That one. Probably take that one. Yeah.
You're going for the external battery one, not the internal.
Yeah, external battery one, yeah. I'm going to go for
The
that
internal
one.
one's a lipo, innit?
That is.
I'm going to go for that one. And then I would probably bring me K-Fun, and my juice would probably be...
Wait a minute. You can't choose your juice. Because the way the question was worded, it's RDA, RTA, RDTA, stop, or sub-ohm tank with your choice of juice.
All right. So it looks like I'm not vaping on anything. If it were going to
choose your juice, mate.
If it were going to be a sub-ohm tank, then I would probably have gone somewhere. It'd have to be the Mesh Pro by Freemax.
Yeah, that's a good tank. Yeah.
And in there, I would have some Rochford Project, and it would be the Jam Tart.
Oh,
that's beautiful. That.
That's a good vape. That.
I would probably take a mech.
Thought you were going to say it's 3D printer then.
I would probably take a mech, and it would be a single battery tube, and I would take the Keen. With RDA, I would have the Ardent, just for matchy, and I would take juice-wise, I would probably go for Mont Blanc by Shy Tots.
Ah.
Or Grizz Jizz.
Any stock coil sub-ohm tank you want to throw in there?
Probably I've got nothing to vape it on. I've got a mech.
Actually, yeah, you've got a mech. You can't use it. Yeah, because it's flush. Yeah, it would turn into a
Well,
bomb.
you can, but believe me, he's not going to be here for a while.
My turn.
Did you say booster number 3 was out? Hang on, give us a sec.
I'd go mouth to lung. I'd go mouth to lung. It would be something very similar to this. It'd be the Vatefly Unibox with the Albrecht 2. If we're going to go direct to lung though, because if you're in the middle of a battle, a space battle, you'd start chain vaping like fuck. So it would end up being direct to lung, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'd go with something similar to what Aiden showed, except mine would be this big fucker, which would be the Hadron that's got the big fuck off lipo pack shoved inside it, just to get a bit of extra battery life in there. On top of that, stock coil sub-ohm tank wise, it would be the Crown 4, because I still love the Crown 4. It's an old tank now, but I still love the Crown 4. If I'm going between a choice of RDA, RTA or RDTA, I'd go with the Goon with Black Vine. That's what I would do. Goon with Black Vine running at something like 90 watts on this thing. Battery life for days. There we go. That was actually easier to that was actually easier to fucking answer than I thought it would be. Last question. I never thought I'd get through all 11 of them. Mr. Ben Martin, to all casters of the number one show to do with vaping, the UK Vape Show, if some higher power or almighty hit the rewind button and all things vape were rolled back 3 years, wouldn't be much going well. All things vape were rolled back, he said 3+ years. What's your go-to RDA, RTA and mod? So basically, what was your favourite vape device?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Or more. Yes. So
I'm
what we're looking at
2020.
We're looking at 2020.
Jesus, I can't remember what I did yesterday.
See, I can't either. What the fuck was I vaping in 20? It would have been the beginning, in fact, the middle of the pandemic, actually. What the fuck was I vaping back then? Fuck.
2020. So we're talking through COVID army.
I can answer the tank question straight away for stock coil, as it would have been... It would have been... Oh, what the fuck was that tank? It was one of their first major releases from Vaporesso. It wasn't the current round of stock coil. It was the older stock coilers from Vaporesso, just when the GTX coils, the second run of the GTXs were hitting the market. Can't remember the name of the fucking tank, but it was a fucking good one back then.
Wasn't the eye taste, were it?
I think it might have been the eye taste, actually. Yeah. Because they stopped making the eye taste about 1.5 years ago for the newer ones.
Yeah, rather the eye taste, or what was the other one that they come out with? I think I were on mine would have been Geek Vape. So I think I might have been on the Boost.
Yeah, because Geek Vape were chucking out the boosts. They were chucking out the boosts and the bigger Aegis mods back then as well, 2020.
What were you on, Grizz?
I'm trying to remember what the
Trying to find it.
Hold on a
I
minute.
had it on my shed out. I don't know where it is now. I would probably go for the Hammer of God Stone Edition, the Suicide Edition, and the Valhalla.
Yeah, 2020. That's when the original Valhalla. Yeah.
Yeah. The Stone Edition, the Hammer of God came out that year as well, because Lynn got me it that year.
Mike, that's the eye sub.
You cock.
It was eye sub, yeah. They did the eye taste tank. The eye taste was actually a mod, wasn't it, as well, wasn't it?
That was a mod as well. I'm looking up there, but all this stuff is from 2021 onwards. Fuck. See, this is the thing. This is the thing with the vape scene. It's not so much right now, but even going back to the pandemic, it was release after release after release after release. What was your favourite vape is basically out of date 6 months later.
Yeah.
As well, especially at that sort of time, you sort of reviewing stuff, and it's on a constant conveyor belt. So you're testing. So what you were vaping on last week isn't what you're vaping on this week, because if you've got, say, 5 mods in, or you've got a couple of mods and you've got a couple of tanks in, you're testing them kits. So it's very hard when people go, "What would you recommend on this?" You were vaping on so many different things.
Yeah.
It could be that you're on a pod system, or then you're on, it's like I've been on the Owl. It changes.
Because it wasn't just that. 2020 was before the disposables hit the UK market. I mean, okay, there was a lot of pods back then, but there was still a lot of dual battery box mods getting churned out by Geek Vape, Vandy Vape, fucking Lost Vape were still at it. Vapor Esso, Aspire, they were all at it back then.
Again, if you look at Lost Vape, they I think that would have been when the Groose would have been released.
It would have been, yeah. Midway through 2020.
You had the Groose, you had the all-in-one, the like sort of pod mod where you clipped into the top. What was that? That was the... Oh, what did they call that?
Fuck,
that
I
one
can't
where
remember.
you sort of slid in at the top.
Yeah.
So you could either have like the tank or you could have a pod.
Yeah. Or the 510 plate and turn it into a normal mod. So that was, I mean, you look at the releases now, it has slowed down. It's slowed down a lot compared to a couple of years ago. But even now, I mean, I've got stuff in from Dovpo. I've got this fucking thing. I've got the Tribute in, which is the single battery. I've got the Tomahawk in, which is the side-by-sider. So this side of the market's starting to pick up again. But 2020, it was one after another.
Yeah, just like William Dobson was saying that Oxford were out doing that as well. They were doing their bit. The Origin X.
Yeah. Different time. I can't even remember. I know that Fakirs was a big thing for me back in 2019, 2020, but that's in the rebuildable side of things. But for the for the mainstream, there was all sorts of stuff getting released 3 years ago.
The Groose was an absolute fantastic mod. The first rendition of it wasn't very good. They changed it to the Quest chip. Chip, which absolutely fantastic chip, the Quest. But the original one, they had a problem with the battery life on it because the board that they were using wasn't very good.
Mm. And that was the caster's questions. We actually get through all 11. Yay!
That was some good questions in there.
Some good questions in there. Don't forget, folks, if you do want to chip in for casters' questions, all you need to do is go and join that group right there, which is the separate group for the UK Vape Show. I usually, either myself or Adam post up the post for casters' questions about 5 or 6 hours before the show begins to give you a chance to put the questions in. Adam's usually putting the... But Adam usually puts the post up
me and Grizz remind them roughly around about 2 o'clock.
Yeah, because if it's me, I usually forget.
So does Adam.
I think one week we reminded them and then both of them put it in.
That's right.
So we had 2 sacks, 2 very full sacks.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the link at the top of the page is for the Just Giving page for the Children with Cancer UK. Make sure you get over and check it out. And also get yourself over to the Urban LBV channel. Come and check out the vlogs. We did say that we are going to be doing a bit of an auction on the 29th of July, which is the final day of the 28 days sober. Thank you very much for everybody who supported me so far. 21 days to go. 21 days to go.
Yeah, and what I'll do is on the 22nd, which is the week before, on the 22nd, I'll not give away, what the fuck, I'll show what I'm going to be chucking in for the shut up phone. I'll show what I'm going to be chucking in for the auction the week after, so people can save up their pennies.
That's great. Thank you.
I've got to be honest, mate, and well done to you, bro. You're doing absolutely awesome with it, and you're smashing it.
Yeah,
I've not minded these tonight.
I did put Aiden's Little Bro Vapes channel in. I'll put it in again. That's the Urban LBV channel where he's doing the vlogs for the 28 days sober. And honestly, go back and watch some of those videos. Because some of the stories, the little videos that he plays from I think you got them direct from the charity, didn't you?
Yeah, from Children with Cancer UK.
Some of them are absolutely heart-wrenching.
They
but
are.
heartwarming at the same time, some of them as well. How happy the kids are and the smile on the kids' faces, that even though they're going through such a shit time. And it, honestly, it just go over and give it a look. And drop him a sub.
Yeah, they've done some absolute fantastic work. Even the fact of like building houses or buying the houses that are near hospitals so that families can be close to where the children are when they're having the chemotherapy. Also, they're putting into the research into drugs that aren't giving long-term effects to the children. They're studying so that it just either finds that one protein or that one gene that's actually causing the cancer, and they're aiming it at that, not so that they've got this long-term things that happen to them. Strokes, there's all sorts of stuff that happens for the long term.
The other thing that really rang true about the one you dropped today, and with the video about like all the stuff that they are doing, is the fact that of all of the funding that comes in for cancer research and all that kind of thing, there's only 2% of it. 2% of all of that funding goes towards childhood cancers.
Yeah,
2%.
Yeah,
of all the funding that comes in.
yeah.
And then on the other side of that, you hear that cancer is one of the biggest killers in kids.
Yeah,
It is, yeah.
that is.
And you would think 12 children every single day are diagnosed with cancer, and only 10 of them will survive that. And that's every day. It's a phenomenal number, that, isn't it?
That is. It's a fucking
It is.
scary amount. Scary.
Well, yes, they're just giving links just above there. If you can drop a pound in there, or if not, just give it a share. It's all for a fantastic cause. And it's also helping me as well. Like I said in the vlog today, it's nice to have a little bit of a reset. So, yes, 28 days sober. And with 7 in, it's gone so fast from last week, hasn't it?
It has, actually.
You think about it. We did it last week. We did the poll last week, which we know you like a good poll. We did that last week, and it's just gone so fast.
It actually has. It's went in really quick. In fact, that I've got a feeling this month is going to go in quick.
Well, this year's gone quick.
It's fucking June. It's June now.
Before we know it, we're going to be talking about the fucking October Expo run-up.
I can't wait for that.
You're
I
gonna.
can't either.
I am so looking forward to that.
It's going to be a fun one.
Warthog, how you doing, mate? Good to see you.
I see, buddy.
How you doing, Warthog?
He's another one that frequents the Friday after show party.
Ah, right.
Right then.
Should we wrap it up, fellas?
I think we're about done. I've missed Adam tonight, and you.
Yeah. Yeah, big love, Adam.
I'm
Hope
just.
you're not too drunk.
I'm just.
over there.
Well, he's an hour ahead of us, so it's going to be like getting close to midnight. There, he's going to be in some fucking state. If
He doesn't drink.
What?
He has like no, he don't really drink. I think
he
he has
not?
about 5 pints, and he's absolutely leathered.
He's going to have a fucking cheap night out then.
Yeah, he's absolutely leathered. His Gert can drink. She's Jackie. She can drink. He can't. Poor lad.
I hope he's having a good time though. Poland's a fucking phenomenal country. Very friendly people there as well. And the drink's cheap. Fucking everything's cheap. Everything's fucking cheap over there. The fuck?
So that's everything you need there, isn't it?
Yeah. Everything's
Cheap and
fucking
fun.
cheap. Anyway, who are we going to pick on first? We picked on Sean first. We'll pick on Aiden.
I've said I'm the only one left. What was a great big dramatic pause for? We'll pick on him. We'll sit in the corner. Big love to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you join us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you to all the Spanners for keeping us safe. You people in chat make the show the UK's #1 show. I've got to say the Saturday show is the #1 show of buffets.
But yeah, long buffets.
You were absolutely great being on there. Nice set of lads. So big love to you all, and please make sure you go over and support the Urban LBV and get over to the channel and give it a little cheeky sub. Big love to you all, and good night.
That was Mr. Aiden Littlebro Vapes on to Mr. Sean Grizz.
Yep. Again, thank you very much to chat. You are awesome as always. Misfits is on hiatus at the moment, so it's no good plugging that. But if you do want to see me, go over to Zombies Ate My channel on Twitch, where I play scary games and get frightened. It's great stuff. And also, I will be on the Undesirables on Sunday, so come over there and watch that as well. But other than that, big love, people, and always remember, fuck shit and monkey tits.
I love the Queen.
I'm not even going to bother saying that now. I'm going to let you do it.
And that was episode 344 of the UK Vape Show, the UK's #1 show to do with vaping. Big thanks, of course, to Sean Grizz, to Mr. Aiden Littlebro Vapes, and don't forget to click on that link, which is up there at the very top of chat, pinned. Go and support Littlebro Vapes in his 28 Days Sober campaign, which ends on the very last show of this month.
Son.
Very last show in this month, and well done, Aiden. Just well done.
Yeah, we've got 21 days to go.
Yeah, well done. Next week, fingers crossed, touch wood, the giveaways will be kicking off again. I'm waiting on one parcel arriving from one of the new sponsor supporters. We've got the one in from Rochford Project that just arrived. We've got the second one in. I'm waiting on the third one arriving. We can kick off the boxaways again on the channel. And next week, I don't know. I'll need to wait for everyone to come back. Adam's away getting drunk at his stag do, but people have been asking about an after show. I need to have a chat with the other hosts first to see if they're up for it, and Adam's missing, so we can't have a chat with him. So next week there may or may not be an announcement about an after show. Not a long one. It's not as if we're going to sit here and get drunk till about 2 in the fucking morning, because the problem is this show's on Thursday, and most of the people, apart from me, because I can sleep in the next day, most of the people here have to get up early on Friday. So it's not going to be a long after show. If there is one starting, we'll let you know next week. That's it from us. Big thanks to all of the spanners in chat. We will see you all next week. Bye!